Anita, just ask them whether we can start and ask them to put on the video continuously.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm audible now?
No, your voice is ఎక్కడో నోట్ లోంచి వినిపించినట్టు వినిపిస్తుంది. ఒక వర్డ్ కూడా అర్థం కావట్లేదు స్నేహ. ఏమైనా వాల్యూమ్ పెంచాలేమో చూడండి, సిస్టమ్ లో వాల్యూమ్ ఎంత ఉందో.
Just I'll close and I'll open, ma'am.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
స్పీకర్ ఆన్ చేస్తే వస్తున్నాయి మామ.
Might be a mic issue, madam. Ask madam to connect with earphones.
No, she seems to have logged out again. Anita, can we start?
Ma'am, they still
Assembling
are coming.
Okay, fine. No problem. We'll wait.
Ma'am, and I'll just share my screen and see, ma'am. Last time it didn't come.
Yeah.
Mali, it's saying your screen is paused only, ma'am.
We can see that your name, madam, it is showing as you started sharing screen.
Yeah, but then it is saying only pause. It is not letting me to resume share.
No need. Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to our school. We request you to start the meet, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. 2 minutes, ma'am.
Is it audible?
Yeah, we can see the students. Neha madam hasn't logged in. Okay, Sriman, if we can start the program, I'll do off the first PPT if Neha madam gets delayed.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Shall I start?
Yes, madam. Started recording also.
1 second. Let Anita madam confirm. She was saying students are still coming.
Ma'am?
Yes, Anita.
Ma'am, the students have assembled, it seems, ma'am. They're telling us
We can
to start
start?
the program. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. All the teachers and students of Chitturi High School who have come here today to listen to us speaking on saying no to violence against women through the Dheera program, which has been the vision of Dr. Santakumari, who is the president of FOXY. This FOXY is an association, nationwide association in India, comprising of 350 plus societies in different cities, and each society has gynecologists as its members. All over India together, we have 36,000 plus gynecologists who are doing this at the ground level. Dr. Santakumari worked hard for 6 years and successfully tied up with UNICEF to bring this program to students of your age in all schools all over India. And I proudly tell you, Madam has successfully run the program in more than 90 schools all over India. Today we have 3 gynecologists from Vijayawada who have come to speak to you. Dr. Sneha Madhupuri, who is the consultant in Rainbow Hospital, Vijayawada. Dr. Anita, who is the consultant in Family and Child Hospital and Crane Hospital, Vijayawada. And Dr. Navina, who works in RTC Hospital and Bhargav Kidney Care in Vijayawada. To begin with, let us all hear to Dr. Santa Kumari speak to you. Stream on the video, please.
Dear friends, Foxians, and the women of my country, I am Dr. Shanta Kumari, President of the Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecological Societies of India. As a doctor and a woman myself, I have observed very closely how prevalent violence against women is across the strata of our society and the enormous impact it has on the health of our women. My theme for the year as the President Foxy is Foxy for all always, and Dheera, stop violence against women.
Dr. Shanta Kumari, who has relentlessly campaigned for the issues of girl child. I was happy to be the ambassador of Foxy Figure Ox in 2013, and I hope that me being an ambassador has motivated a lot of girls and many families.
Violence against women is a serious human rights violation, leading to injury and sometimes even death. Unfortunately, 1 in 3 women experience some sort of physical and sexual violence during their lifetime. Violence in pregnancy is also widely prevalent, leading to unwanted pregnancies, unsafe abortions, neglected pregnancies with no antenatal care, all these contributing to maternal morbidity and near miss. As obstetricians and gynecologists, we have a great opportunity to assess and support women who experience violence because of the unique opportunity where we get to see them during the pregnancy, during the family planning visits, during their annual checkups, and multiple other times when they come to us. I strongly believe that by eliminating the violence against women, we are not only reaching the SDG goals, but also creates a just and equal society for our women. Until we make men and boys active partners, we can never end the violence against women. In an endeavor to sensitize our own fraternity, my initiative of Dheera was started to eliminate violence against women.
I completely support her vision and mission as President Foxy and also especially support her campaign, Dheera, Stop Violence Against Women.
It was in 2016 at the launch of Dheera. We brought together the police, the obstetrician gynecologists, the National Commission for Women, the women and men on one single platform to wear orange and say no to violence against women. We organized the public forum and cyclothon to launch Dheera. In 2017 at the Foxy Figo Congress, we partnered with men and organized the bikeathon and the flash mob. The high point of Dheera was at the International Figo Congress at Rio, Brazil in 2018. The declaration on no to violence against women was signed with Figo and WHO. It was here global societies pledged their support to end this violence against women. The Dheera campaign and march at the World Congress of Figo in Rio in 2018 got wide international publicity. No change is possible unless the young minds adopt it and make it a part of their life. Young minds are open and creative. They accept change. Foxy has always worked with adolescents for their health and well-being. Dheera this year adds a new page. I'm happy to share with you all that we are launching the Dheera online school certification course across the length and breadth of our country in all the schools. Foxy for all always. Dheera, stop violence against women.
That was Dr. Shanta Kumari speaking to you. Dr. Sneha.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear?
Dr. Sneha.
Hello. Can you hear?
Just
me?
try to speak. We can't hear you, Dr. Sneha.
Hello.
Will you try logging in from your phone? Meanwhile, I'll start the first PPT. You can continue with the second one.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Yes, yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah. Children, today I'm going to tell you what exactly is violence against women, about which we came here to speak to you. After that, Dr. Sneha will continue with what are the types of violence against women. Dr. Anita, can you see my screen?
It's saying loading, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. What exactly is violence against women and how does Dheera play into this? This was an initiative, as I told you, by Dr. Santakumari, President of the Federation of Obstetric and Gynecological Societies of India. Today we are going to tell you what exactly is Dheera, what is what are the types, how do we manage it, how do we bridge the gender gap, and what is peer pressure. This is a reminder for your post-test and feedback, which you have to do after the session is completed, only after which you will get the certificate from UNICEF and FOXY. What does Dheera mean? Dheera means courageous, the power of being together. అంటే అందరం కలిసి కట్టుగా ధైర్యంగా ముందుకెళ్ళాలి. Not all men practice violence against women, but every woman on this earth every day lives with the threat of facing violence from a male. అంటే మగాళ్ళందరూ ఆడవాళ్ళని ఇల్ట్రీట్ చేస్తున్నారు అని మేము చెప్పట్లేదు, కానీ దురదృష్టం ఏంటంటే ప్రతి మహిళ జీవితంలో కనీసం ఒక్కసారైనా ఎవరో ఒకరి దగ్గర నుంచి హింసకి గురయ్యే ఉంటుంది. ఈ పరిస్థితిని మార్చాలనే మేము మీ దగ్గరికి వచ్చాం. Violence against women, you must have read in your civics book about your rights, what are your duties. Every human being on this earth has a right to live without fear. That is being prevented by this violence against women. It is a global violation of human rights. It has so many effects, not only short term but long term also. It can be physical, economic or psychological consequences. Like if a girl or a woman faces an act of violence, she goes into depression, there have been suicide attempts, they have been financially affected, and whatever capacity they have to participate and contribute to this society, they are not able to do it because of these acts. And it has a huge impact on society. Last 2 years, you all have been seeing COVID-19. We have had lockdowns. They have restricted our mobility. We have all got isolated. All this stress and economic uncertainty has increased alarmingly the acts of domestic violence at home. Children, have you ever seen any woman being beaten or threatened or scolded at your home or your neighborhood or school? Do you really think this is right? And what is such behavior called? Is there a specific term to describe it? Let us all see. This is called violence against women, that is war. It's very shameful that it is there all over the world. There are no boundaries of geography. Every country, women are being ill-treated. Even in a rich family or a poor family, family with any cultural background. And as long as this violence does not stop, there really can't be any progress towards equality of males and females. No meaningful development will be there. No peace will be there. See this picture. Outwardly, you feel that a male and a female are happily dancing together. But at the background is forcing her to live in fear, which can be physical, mental, or sexual fear. Why exactly this bad tree has become so strong in our society? It has its roots in multiple factors, each of which I'll be dealing one by one. What is gender bias? You can see in the picture itself, the male has so much of advantage compared to a female. Males are preferred even before they are born. Can you believe it? When a child is in its mother's womb, if they come to know that it is a female, they are killing it. That is what is feticide. And even after birth, must have heard stories, the female child being thrown in the dustbin. How pathetic it is. And female health issues are being neglected very badly. What is patriarchy? You must have seen at your home. Most of the decisions are taken by males. They decide how much of money to be spent, on what it is to be spent, where the girls and boys can go, how much time they can spend. Even in our society, or in fact in our government also, men hold the power and women are largely excluded from it. We have very few women who have become prime ministers or presidents. Decision making rests mainly with the male in the family. That's what is called patriarchal form of society. What is gender stereotype? Girls are supposed to be, since generations, emotional, tolerant, sympathetic, dependent on somebody, faithful, while boys, society thinks they should be competitive, aggressive, and independent. This is not correct. Any person, male or a female, can be emotional. Even a male can express his emotions. He can be dependent on somebody. Girls can also be independent and competitive and reach high goals in their life. Sexism, లింగ వివక్ష అంటే prejudice. అమ్మాయా అబ్బాయా అనే బేసిస్ మీద డిసిషన్స్ తీసుకోవడం. Discrimination typically against women based on her gender. We'll be going through examples later. And toxic masculinity. Most of the males, నేను మగండి, నేను ఏమైనా చేయొచ్చు, నన్ను ఎవరు అడగరు, నేను ఏడవకూడదు, నేను కంట్రోల్ చేయాలి, నేనే సపోర్ట్ చేయాలి, ఆడవాళ్ళు వీక్ గా ఉంటారు అని ఆలోచిస్తారు. But you should understand that males can also cry. They can also have emotions. It is normal. If you don't express your emotions, your mental health is affected, and your mental health matters for us. It is as important as your physical health. Please understand that it is okay for a male to reach out for help. There's nothing wrong in it. మేము లేడీ డాక్టర్స్ మీ దగ్గరికి విషయాలన్నీ మాట్లాడడానికి ఎందుకు వచ్చాము అని మీకు డౌట్ రావచ్చు. We gynecologists are the first points of contact for a family when they bring a pregnant woman to us. ఆ డెలివరీ అయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ పిల్లల్ని మా దగ్గరికి తీసుకొస్తారు. 9 నెలలు మా దగ్గర చూపించుకున్నాక హ్యాపీగా చైల్డ్ ని తీసుకుని వెళ్ళాక ఎంత అటాచ్ అవుతారంటే, ఫ్యామిలీలో ఎవరికి హెల్త్ ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చినా మేడం మీరు చూస్తారా అని అడుగుతారు. కాదని లేక మా వల్ల అయినంత వరకు ప్రతి హెల్త్ ప్రాబ్లం మేము చూస్తున్నప్పుడు వాళ్ళ ఫ్యామిలీలో ఏదన్నా చేంజెస్ వస్తే వాటి వల్ల వీళ్ళ బిహేవియర్ కానీ హెల్త్ కానీ ఎఫెక్ట్ అవుతున్నప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ మా నోటీస్కి వస్తుంది. And most of the health problems of women are unfortunately rooted in this violence which is directed against them. And even during pregnancy, she can have serious health problems because of this. Dheera enduku? Why Dheera? As I told you previously, this campaign was founded by Dr. Santakumari, Foxy President, to stop violence against women. And this is an all-India initiative to sensitize and orient students of your age group, 9th class to 12th class, 5 lakh of them, and 15,000 teachers through 36,000 lady doctors of our group. All males and females, elderly people, you please remember your son is watching you. He will imbibe whatever behavior he observes you doing. He is listening to you. If he sees a father ill-treating his mother, he will think this is correct, this is the way society should be. Please teach your son to respect women. Yesterday only I read in the newspaper, one person was correctly saying, as important as it is to teach girls to be brave, it's equally important to teach boys to respect women. That's where the change starts. Our target is 1 lakh tweets in Twitter. All of you must be using Twitter. Just tweet hashtag Dheera together to say no to violence against women and add your courageous voice to this conversation. Again, a reminder for your post-test and feedback, just like you did your registration and pre-test. Submit your post-test and feedback, then only you'll get the certificate from UNICEF and Foxy. Yeah, Dr. Sneha, you want to try your next PPT?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Sneha, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Please share your second PPT. Types of work.
1 second, ma'am.
Children, listen carefully. This is not an exam, but we'll certainly invite students to come forward and answer some simple questions. And whoever has the courage to come forward, your picture will be taken and is being sent at the international level to the UNICEF. Yes, Neha, share your PPT.
I'm unable to share the video.
Shall I share it for you? You'll go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Sure. Thank you.
1 second. Can you see my screen, Dr. Sneha?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon, children and faculty. Ippudu daaka we have listened by Dr. Sailja ma'am giving what is violence against women. Now, in few minutes, I'll be discussing about the types of wow. So what are the contents? It's physical violence, psychological violence, and combination of both physical and psychological violence. Please do post test and please give your valuable feedback, and you will be awarded by certificate by Foxy and association with UNICEF. What is physical violence? Physical violence ante enti? So manam chala chotla chusamu we have acid attacks. So it's a form of assault involving throwing a corrosive substance onto another. Sometimes it's used as a form of blackmail. Kokasari acid poitam chusamu lakpote blackmail cheyatam. Oka example she's Miss Lakshmi Agarwal, who was attacked in 2005 after rejecting a man who was 32 years old. తన మీద యాసిడ్ అటాక్ జరిగింది. అండ్ ఇట్లా ఫర్ మోర్ డీటెయిల్స్ మీకు ఇంకా ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కావాలి అంటే చపాక్ మూవీ చూడొచ్చు, దాంట్లో కూడా మనకు కనపడుతుంది. సో ఒకసారి యాసిడ్ అటాక్స్ కానీ ఇట్లా జరిగితే వాట్ కెన్ యూ డూ? సో ఇఫ్ అటాక్ ఈస్ థ్రెటెండ్ ఆర్ అటెంప్టెడ్, report to the trusted elder and police. Make sure to stay away from the person threatening. So always travel with others. Under section 326B IPC, imprisonment not less than 5 years but may extend to 7 years daaka kuda extend avvachu, and also finable. So if attack ayyaka, so report attack to doctor. So make sure to get treatment as soon as possible. Okasari itla evanna jarigite, make sure to treat as soon as possible. Next, report attack to adult. So talk to the parents, teachers, police, or anyone you trust. Make sure you stay away from the perpetrator of the crime and report attack to the authorities. Section 326A IPC can be charged, leads to imprisonment not less than 10 years, which may extend to imprisonment for life, and fine charged to meet medical expenses. So our patient kaye medical expenses kuda victim chesin vallu they have to fine. నెక్స్ట్ ఆనర్ కిల్లింగ్ అంటే లైక్ పరువు హత్య. లైక్ చాలా మూవీస్ లో కూడా చూసారు, లైక్ పరువు హత్య, పరువు కోసం లేకపోతే పరువు పోతుందేమో అని హత్యలు చేయటం, దాన్ని ఆనర్ కిల్లింగ్ అంటాము. సో ఇట్స్ అ మర్డర్ ఆఫ్ అన్ ఇండివిజువల్, ఎయిదర్ అన్ అవుట్సైడర్ ఆర్ ఎ మెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యామిలీ. It's used to protect reputation of the family, as it is believed that the victim bought is repute to the family. పరువు పోతుందేమో అని చేసేదాన్ని పరువు ఆనర్ కిల్లింగ్ అంటాం. నెక్స్ట్ ఫెమిసైడ్. సో ఇది కూడా లైక్ జెండర్ బేస్డ్ క్రైమ్. Like it can take both forms, like a woman based hate crime laga. So it can be of infanticide or feticide. Infanticide ante like killing of a newborn female child. So పుట్టినమ్మటే ఆడపిల్ల అని ఎక్కడన్నా వదిలేయటం, చంపేయటం చూస్తూ ఉంటాం. లైక్ ద ఫీటిసైడ్, అబార్షన్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ జెండర్. Next, sexual assault. It's an act in which a man sexually touches a woman or compels her to get naked forcefully or without outward consent. And it's also punishable under Section 354 IPC and 1 to 5 years imprisonment and finable. If you see like a sexual assault taking place, just stop it or call for help. Even if your friend is the abuser, just stop it. According to the Nirbhaya Act by 2013, it's under Section 375 IPC and protecting women against any type of rape. And the Section 354A IPC protects against sexual harassment and unwanted physical contact. And POCSO Act. POCSO Act, it's a protection of child against sexual offenses. It's a minor act for both boys and girls, and not only for girls. So it's 2012 protects minors from sexual abuse. So if you are a survivor, so what should we do? So first, do not shame yourself. You are not to be blamed. So don't take bath or wash yourself. Edanna jarigi attempt edanna jarigite, first don't blame yourself and వెంటనే వాష్ చేసుకోకుండా క్లోత్స్ మార్చుకోకుండా ఉండాలి. అండ్ రైట్ డౌన్ వాట్ హ్యాపెండ్, ఏమేమి ఈవెంట్స్ జరిగాయో అవన్నీ లైక్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు బి రైటింగ్. అండ్ దెన్ ఇన్ఫార్మ్ ద పోలీస్, report in a timely manner so that there is an evidence. Don't be afraid to speak up, as you are never at fault and the abuser is bound to repeat actions. ఒకవేళ మీరు కనుక రిపోర్ట్ చేయకపోయినా మాట్లాడకపోయినా, సో he can like మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ అవ్వచ్చు, ఎవరైనా అవ్వచ్చు, మళ్ళీ he can repeat the same act. So coming to psychological violence, financial manipulation involves making or attempting to make a person financially dependent by maintaining total control over resources, withholding access to money, or forbidding attendance at school or employment. So ఇది కూడా మగ ఆధిపత్యం లాగా, ఫైనాన్షియల్ అంతా కూడా లైక్ హస్బెండ్ ఆర్ ఇంట్లో ఉన్న మేల్ ప్రిడామినెన్స్ అలా చూసుకుంటా ఉండటం. లైక్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అనన్య బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్ అంతా కూడా లైక్ రాజ్ మానిటర్ చేసి అండ్ doesn't let her buy what she wants, and also Raj parents do not let Ananya to go to work. So what can Ananya do? Could Ananya aim chestly? So she can go and report to the police. Emotional abuse. It's an undermining a person's sense of self-worth through constant criticism. Like most common examples like name calling, damaging a partner's relationship with children, not letting partner see friends or family. For example, Shreya Ashok ki marry చేసుకుంది అండ్ యూజువల్లీ అశోక్ శ్రేయ కన్నా తక్కువ సంపాదిస్తున్నాడు. సో అశోక్ వాళ్ళ కొలీగ్స్ వచ్చి మార్క్స్ హిమ్ ఫర్ ఎర్నింగ్ లెస్. So feeling hurt over his pride, Ashok takes out his frustration by drinking more often, frequent range behavior, and blackmailing Shreya. Ippudu nenu divorce ichestanu and blackmail cheyatam. So this constant fault finding behavior of Ashok had toll on mental health of Shreya. Shreya physical and mental health kuda ఇబ్బంది పడుతుంది. So what can Shreya do? She can go and report to the police. And these are some signs of emotional abuse, like anyone threatening to hurt themselves, making you feel guilty, control cheyatam, humiliate cheyatam, embarrass cheyatam, blaming you for things going wrong in their life. Idanta kuda, it's not correct. Bullying is a continuous harassment, either verbal or physically. Can be in form of cyberbullying or ragging. For example, Neil, a senior, asks Ria to go out, and she rejects him. Now he feels embarrassed and bandage his pride and starts up rumor that Ria is a slut. So he starts to harass her every day, calling her fat, ugly, and such other derogatory terms. He throw eggs at her house with her friends and pour water on her homework and provoke chesta unde, tease chesta undevadu. So ఇప్పుడు if you see this is taking at your place, what you do? Do you help Priya, or who do you contact? So everni contact cheyali, you can contact uh, parents or teacher, so that she can come out of that. Cyberbullying is online form of bullying and abuse when technology is used to write aggressive, embarrassing, or hateful messages about peers in order to intimidate, harass, and shame, control. Like abusive text messages పంపటం, threaten చేయటం, creating embarrassed images or videos and sharing them, creating fake accounts, stealing online identities, and sharing sexually explicit messages. So females are 2 times more likely to be victims of cyberbullying. If you see any like cyberbullying or cyber stalking, you can go and inform to the cybercrime department of police. So what can you do if you are being cyberbullied? So check platforms anti-bullying policy. Get in contact with customer service representatives if confused. Block and report. So make sure to collect the screenshot. So our screenshots collect chesi, you can report for evidence anamata. File a criminal complaint. So approach the cyber investigation cell. You can report to a cyber cell from any city. So for example, like the Hyderabad lo jarigindi, or you are staying at Vere city, you can go and report there. So if unable to report to cyber cell, lodge FIR or reach women's oriented she teams. She teams like they help women team. So stalking, what is stalking? When an individual follows a woman and repeatedly tries to contact her without consent, తన ఇష్టం లేకుండా ఫాలో అయ్యి తన్ని ఇబ్బంది పెడతా ఉండటం, so can occur digitally. It's under section 354D IPC, imprisons the culprit for 1 to 3 years, and culprit can be liable to fine. For example, Sanjay, who is 17 years old, starts to follow Meera everywhere she goes, learning her everyday routine and taking pictures. తన ట్యూషన్ లో జాయిన్ అవటం, సో ఫాలో అవుతా ఉండటం. సో his friends start to encourage him, comparing him to popular roles that actors have played in Bollywood movies. So Meera starts to feel uncomfortable. Now what she can do next? So Meera can inform her parents or teachers so that they can counsel Sanjay, and idanta kuda aapochu. Voyeurism, like the watching or taking pictures of women without consent or without knowledge of women. తనకి తెలియకుండా తన పిక్చర్స్ తీసి తీయటం అన్నమాట. It's also a punishable act, like under section 354 IPC, imprisons the culprit for 1 to 3 years on first conviction. ఇంకా జరిగే కొద్ది after more convictions, abuser can be imprisoned for 3 to 7 years. So eve teasing, actions like unwanted remarks, sexual advances by men to insult women in public place is eve teasing. It is also a punishable act under section 294 IPC. It punishes men who act or speak in an obscene way for a maximum of 3 months. And under section 509 IPC, it punishes men who acts or uses an object to insult a woman with hail term for up to 3 years. Criminal intimidation. So when someone is threatening to cause death, hurt grievously, or to destroy your property, ఇది కూడా like criminal act. It's under section 503 IPC. It can cause imprisonment for up to 2 years or a fine or both. Sexual harassment. So unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors kani, edanna showing pornography without consent, all this constitute as sexual harassment. So it can be reported under section 354A IPC, which is punishable up to 3 years of imprisonment. For example, like పంటలు పండక ఫార్మర్ మనీ కట్టలేక వాళ్ళ అమ్మాయిని ఒక ఇంట్లో పనికి పెడితే లైక్ ఆ అమ్మాయిని ఇబ్బంది పెట్టి లైక్ offers her to help settle her father's debt by working loan shark. So advantage తీసుకోవటం and harass చేయటం అమ్మాయిని. So if you see this like things happening, what could you do? So you can inform to the police. So combination domestic violence. So doesn't just have to be a married couple. పెళ్ళైన వాళ్ళకే అవ్వాల్సిన లేదు. Like any pattern of behavior used to gain, maintain power or control over partner. అత్తమామలు కానీ వాళ్ళు చేసినా కూడా it comes under domestic violence. So main issues, most victims of domestic violence do not know that they are being abused. వాళ్ళకి తెలియకుండానే చాలా రోజులు గడపొచ్చు, చాలా months to years పట్టొచ్చు. లైక్
Dr. Sneha seems to have logged out. 1 second, I'll contact her. Yeah, she's trying to log in again. We'll wait for her. Meanwhile, children, Sneha madam login అయ్యే లోపు a small question for you. Madam చెప్పారు voyeurism అంటే అనుమతి తీసుకోకుండా ఫోటోలు తీయడం, బట్టలు మార్చుకునేటప్పుడు, స్నానం చేసేటప్పుడు ఆ ఫోటోలు యూజ్ చేసి బ్లాక్ మెయిల్ చేయడం. ఇది ఏ సినిమాలో చూపించారు? ఎవరైనా చెప్పండి నాకు. One girl or boy come forward and tell me in which movie voyeurism was shown. Yeah, Dr. Sneha has come back. Think over, there are 2 movies. Yeah, Dr. Sneha, continue.
Yeah, so domestic violence, so it can be like husband cause చేయొచ్చు, లేకపోతే అత్తమామలు కాజ్ చేయొచ్చు, ఏదైనా like it's called domestic violence. Most victims of domestic violence do not know that they are being abused, so it is hard to believe a trusted partner could be manipulative. సో ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ లైక్ పవర్ అండ్ కంట్రోల్లో ఉంచుకోవటానికి ఎమోషనల్ గా అబ్యూస్ చేయొచ్చు, ఐసోలేట్ చేసేయచ్చు, డినై చేయొచ్చు, బ్లేమ్ చేయొచ్చు, పిల్లల్ని అడ్డు పెట్టుకొని బెదిరించవచ్చు, మేల్ ప్రివిలేజ్ చూసుకోవచ్చు, అండ్ ఎకనామిక్ అబ్యూస్ యూస్ చేయొచ్చు, ఆర్ ఎనీ థ్రెట్స్. ఇవన్నీ కూడా లైక్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ వైలెన్స్ కి. And it is a cycle of abuse. First like tension పెట్టడం, తర్వాత టెన్షన్ పట్టి అంతా ఎక్స్ప్లాయిట్ చేసి, తర్వాత కొంచెం కన్సర్న్ చూపించి అండ్ మంచిగా ఉన్నట్టు బిహేవ్ చేసి, మళ్ళా మంచిగా ఉండే లోపలే మళ్ళా ఇదంతా ఒక సైకిల్ ఆఫ్ అబ్యూస్ అన్నమాట. So it's under Domestic Violence Act under 2005, covers physical, sexual, verbal and economic abuse, grants immediate protection and punishes the abuser with imprisonment up to 3 years వరకు punish చేయొచ్చు. So ending war one step at a time. Please do post test and give your valuable feedback, and courageous together, say no to violence against women. Let's all tweet together like hashtag Dheera together, and you can post nice tweet. And our target is 1 lakh tweets. So add your courageous voice.
Thank you, Dr. Sneha, for that simple elaboration for the students. Students, I asked you something. Anybody ready to give me an answer? Come forward. One of you come forward. Yeah, just unmute yourself and tell me your name.
Ma'am, I'm Satvika, ma'am.
Satvika.
Yes, ma'am. The scene is shown in the movie Drishyam, ma'am.
Very good. Another movie in which Samantha acted? Rasgargadi 2. Loud answer. Satvika,
Yes,
how do you feel about this program? Is it useful for you?
yes, ma'am. It is very useful.
If it is useful for you,
Yes, ma'am.
we'll be happy if you can implement at least 10% of what we are telling you today. Just listen to us carefully, be courageous, and add your courageous voice to help a victim or do something about it when you witness an act of violence. Our next speakers will be telling you. Until now, we told you what is violence against women and what are the types. Next speaker will be telling you what exactly we have to do if we face an act or witness an act of violence. Thank you, Satvika. A big round of applause for her. I couldn't hear the claps. Okay. Anita, go ahead with your presentation.
Yeah, ma'am. Let me see whether I can share it. Is it sharing, ma'am?
Yeah, just make it slideshow.
Can you see, ma'am?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, students and teachers. We have been hearing Dr. Shailaja ma'am and Dr. Sneha talking about different kinds of violence against women. So, why this topic came up? Like, why we are all discussing about violence against women? What is so? Is it very rampant in our country, or is it rampant in outside countries also? The only why they now the Foxy along with the UNICEF, WHO, they've taken so much of importance to this topic as violence against women. Now, where did it all start? That's what we're going to see here. And when we see somebody in front of you undergoing a violence, what all help we can do to them, that is what we're going to see now. Okay, so here we have divided. What all we're going to see is the introduction of the topic, which I've told you, and role of bystanders. Bystanders are the people who can help. Okay, and bridging the gender divide. Now, all these things have started mainly because of the gender division, that is male and the female. So that also we're going to discuss in detail. So as everybody said, pre-test and registration is over. Post-test should be done and give you valuable feedback. Only then you can get a certificate. So now going on to the topic, since long, maybe even from our forefathers' age, great grandfathers, all the society has certain ideas in their mind, and it has been coming down generations of generation as if it is a family legacy. Now the main thing based on mainly the idea is based on the boys are always better and superior to girls. This forms the basis for gender bias and discrimination. Okay, once you think, or anybody from the boy when still from young age has been growing up and he's been told that you are the boss of the family, when you become you will be the head of the family. So all these things have been instilled in their mind, and the sister will be listening to all the conversation the parents are telling them. Okay, so this is instilled in his mind from the childhood, and the girl is also has been listening to all these conversations from childhood. So what do we know? We always think, okay, the boy is the boss of the family. Now, when the boys grow up and they become men, so what they think, they get their idea that they have to, whatever they say, everybody else has to follow in the family. Okay, so irrespective of the ideas, they don't want to discuss with the female partner or their sisters, or even sometimes even the mothers. Once the boy grows up and they takes care of them, the boy thinks it is his responsibility, or he is the head of the family. Even the mother has to listen to the boys and ask their permission. So it becomes like a dictatorship, like how Hitler ruled the world. So like that, it becomes like a dictatorship, and the boys have to just say, and the girls will have to just follow. Okay, so along with this ideology, now exposure to alcohol, drugs also brings down the thinking capacity. So once they become the analyzing capacity comes down, then they start thinking, acting like a superior force. Now, this war program, this violence against women, we are actually, as Madam has said, Dr. Shantakumari Ma'am has included lots of schools to be registered, and all these videos are mainly for the school children. Now, why for the school children we are targeting? That is because you know the saying, right? What you sow, that is what you reap. So we want to nurture all the good values, all the things that is happening in the society. When you start knowing them at a young age, then that is what you will also follow when you grow up. That is why we started nurturing when your mind is fresh and young. So what you do if you see someone being abused, if it is happening right in front of you, what all can be done? Okay, first of all, don't be afraid. Okay, listen to what is happening around you. Okay, what can be done, what is the situation around there, everything. Don't run away. Okay, if you're scared to even interfere, then obviously you go call for help. Help can be your parent or your senior. If you have something is happening in the school, then your teacher will be your teacher can come forward to help you. Even in a public place like a bus or in a shopping mall, anybody, don't think that nobody will come and help you, or it is not only for you. Even if you see for somebody else, you can always go and ask for help. Don't be afraid at all. First, if the abuser is the victim is telling you her feelings that she's been abused like this, always believe in a story. See what you can do, assess a situation, look at the situation around you, keep talking to the victim, and keep her comfortable till you get help. Okay, if the abuse has happened in the past and she's sharing a story, listen to her first, patiently listen to her. Don't believe in her story. First and foremost is belief. If you think that you are believing her, then that will give her the courage to express her feelings to either to you or to someone authoritative person like a police or anything. If you being a friend, you tell her, no, it is your fault, it is all because that you did something, that is why you've been abused and everything, then obviously she will lose her hope, she will lose the no confidence to go and tell it to somebody else. Okay, so ask them after when she says her whole experience, then don't interrupt her flow of emotion, just let her complete the story. After you listen to the entire story, then discuss with her what she wants to do. Either she wants to talk to her teacher, or she wants to report directly to the police, or she wants to discuss with her parents. First, ask her, get their advice. If she doesn't want to share her story with anybody, okay, then you can advise her, you can give her the courage. Okay, if she doesn't open up now, then there will be lots of other people like her who will become victims again. So you should motivate her courage and give her the courage so that she will come out and she will tell it to the people, concerned people. Now, if you are in this situation, if you are being abused, what can we do? First and foremost, don't get scared. Okay, wherever you go, whether you're going out with a known group of friends, also boys, girls together, or only girls together, or whatever it is, whenever you're going out, be always aware of what is happening around you. Okay, once you know the situation is not correct or the situation is changing, okay, it is going out of control, then what you can do, you can just quietly try and move out from that area so that you can safeguard yourself. If possible, if it is not possible, at least record the incident on the phone, because everybody now carries a phone. You can silently on the camera recording. You can just record all this what is happening around you on the phone, and then you can share it with somebody whom you trust, and then you can ask for help. Okay, now when you recording something, you be careful that you don't get into trouble. Okay, so without getting into trouble, if possible, record it and keep the evidence, keep it the recording as evidence. Okay, now after that, you have to tell somebody. Okay, somebody you trust, friend, neighbor, police, doctor, anybody, teacher, anybody you can trust, whomever you trust, you can show them your recording and you can tell them that such a thing happened. So we would like to prevent such situations happening again in later scenario. Okay, always keep in today's situation, no, always it is better to carry a safety kit. No, simple pepper spray which you have seen in all the movies, that is also a part of the safety kit. Or basic martial arts to take care of at least yourself, at least basic defense mechanism. That's always come handy. Okay, always try not to aggravate the situation. Don't scream. Don't try to explain to the abuser. Okay, that abuser is not going to be in a situation to listen to you, to understand your feelings or not. So that in that critical situation, don't explain anything to them. Don't aggravate, don't shout at them, don't fight with them, but just quietly try to escape from the area, report, and then ask for help. Okay, and always speak out. Okay, if there is any abuser who's abusing you, or you see somebody abusing somebody, your friend or anything, don't be scared to speak out. There will surely be someone who's willing to listen to you and help you. As I told previously, once you speak out, the abuser will always think twice. He will think, okay, now this girl will have to be scared. He will also be embarrassed. I don't think any abuser will want to do anything in public. Okay, he doesn't want to everybody to notice that he's abusing a person or anything. He wants to do it secretly. Now, if you start speaking out and somebody else also comes to help you, then obviously this abuser will get scared and he's not going to abuse you, and he will always think twice to abuse the another person. So don't be embarrassed. Don't keep quiet also. So the more we keep quiet, then you're going to let somebody else become the victim again. So always raise your voice. Okay, for even like simple example, like if traveling in the crowded bus and you feel somebody is doing bad touch to you, the details of bad touch, good touch will be explained to you in the following sessions. So even if you're scared, to shout in the bus or anything, you just turn, look at the person and tell him, please behave. No, simple word. You just have to tell it to him that you are taking control of the situation. That is more than sufficient for him to get scared, and he will hesitate. Okay, if you don't stand up, okay, and if you're not going to help somebody when they are standing up against an abusive situation, okay, then that means you're going to let the abuser continue his action. Okay, you're going to let many more victims fall for his trap. If somebody stands up to the abuser, okay, and if the situation is not dangerous, you can always support them. Always stand up along with them. Okay, always speak out. Speaking out, never be scared. Nobody is going to judge you by judge the victim. Okay, you should make sure that nobody judges the victim. Okay, so don't even question her or anything. You just support her so that the abuser will always be scared. Okay. Now we have so many technologies in our phone. All of us carry a smartphone, and I'm sure that none of these apps are there in your phone. You always have Twitter, Facebook, Insta, all games app. Everything will be there, but such safety apps is never there in the phone. If you don't know, take a picture of this. Okay, click a picture of the slide and download these applications to your phone. See how you can use them. You can tell it to your friends also, or friends, family. They might not, even before starting this war and gaining information, I never knew that such applications were available on the telephone, on our phone. So you tell many people, share your knowledge, and then you use these apps when and if necessary. Okay, so if you're going out somewhere, always inform someone. If not your parents, your brothers or sisters or your friends or neighbors, somebody. It's always better to inform somebody when you're going out, with whom you're going out, and how you're going out. Okay, if you're traveling by an Ola or Uber, there is always an option to share your live location. Okay, let the driver know that you're taking picture of the car number. You can even add the details of their license, take a picture, and then send it to someone you trust. Okay, even if you're not sending it to anybody, just the idea of taking picture and that gives the driver an thing. Okay, this person we should not take any risk. Safe travel is what is important. In any case of emergency, learn how to use these apps. Okay. Now there is a distress signal. Okay, this you need to know. All of you should remember and should follow this sign. This sign is like you have to when this is universal distress signal. Okay, you just have to open your palms like this and then tuck your fingers, tuck your thumb. Okay, and then close your four fingers. Okay, this is a universal distress signal. Okay, all of you can try doing it. Open your palms, tuck your thumb, and close your four fingers. Okay, this distress signal. If you see anybody showing you this signal, it means they need help. Okay,
Anita, a little louder. You just increase the volume on your system.
Yeah, ma'am. Now?
Yeah, perfect.
So this thing you should always see. Okay, if you are in danger, you want to get help from someone or others without causing a big creating a big situation, or you're stuck somewhere, or if you see any of your friends when they're talking on a mobile phone or like in FaceTime or a video call, if someone shows this sign, okay, then it means they really need help. Okay. Okay, so if you see this signal, then it means they need help. So if you're in a FaceTime or a video call, you assess their surroundings, what is there, in which situation she is talking and she's showing the signal to you. Okay, don't cut the call. Or don't ask them, oh, what happened to you? What is the, are you're showing a distress signal? What happened? Do you need any help? No, don't ask them any questions. Okay, keep talking to them. Maintain eye contact. Assess the situation. Meanwhile, you can reach the local helpline number or local contact number. Anybody, or call the police, or inform your if somebody is around you. You inform them. You keep talking with the person who's showing you the signal, and meanwhile, you can call and you can call for help. Okay, then once she's escaped the situation, then you can plan and then report accordingly. Okay, now these are the contact numbers. If you have to call, if you see something, if you have to call, what are the numbers that you have to remember? Okay, 1091. Okay, this is all India Women Helpline, Women in Distress. Okay, and other things are 181. Okay, this is for domestic abuse. Now, these numbers you should feed it in your phone and keep it as an emergency contact number 1091 and 181. There is even a number to report child abuse 1098, 1098. Okay, these three numbers you have to remember in your mind and feed them in your phone. And let everybody know in your family, even your relatives, your other friends in other school or next door neighbors, and everybody. Okay, these three numbers have to be memorized, and you can use it whenever you see a person getting abused, or you see somebody asking for it, showing a distress signal. Okay, so once you see them, how do you report? First, report the incident to the police or the special police, then go to the hospital for examination. Okay, examination by a female doctor, then record a statement for the magistrate. Okay, so and everybody can think, oh, madam, if I go to the police and record a statement, if it's a court process, it's going to take a long time, and I have to keep going again to court, and it's going to take forever. No, now with the new regulation, there are special courts in which they'll complete the case within 1 year. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so recording the statement with the police and the magistrate and getting an examination done by a female doctor is the first step of the reporting process. Okay, we all know girls are strong and we always keep them that way. Okay, remember the distress signal, the numbers 1091, 1098, 181. Okay, these are the take-home messages of this session. Okay, you need to remember them and you need to share them to everybody also. Okay, so pre-test has been done, post-test and feedback. It's a reminder again and again. Please take the post-test, give them the valuable feedback so that only after that you will get the certificate. So let us say no to violence together, Dheera together.
Thank you, Dr. Anita. Children, all of you, can you just raise your hands and show us the universal distress signal? All students, just raise your hands and show us the universal distress signal. That's great. And what is the child helpline number? Anyone come forward and tell me what is the child helpline number?
Ma'am, 1098, ma'am.
What's your name, ma?
Ipna, ma'am.
You just sit down. I can't see you. Yeah, what's your name?
Nipuna, ma'am.
Wow. And what is the domestic violence helpline number? Police number?
Ma'am?
What is the number for police station?
100, ma'am.
100. Show me the universal distress signal.
Yes, ma'am.
Show me the universal distress signal. Wow. What will you do if you see somebody showing that signal?
Ma'am, we have to help them, ma'am.
Yes, we have to find out what the problem is and try helping them if possible. Next presentation, Dr. Anita will be telling you how we can help them. Go ahead, Dr. Anita. Thank you, ma.
Sharing, ma'am?
Yes. Slideshow. Yeah.
Okay. The role of bystanders.
You have to be a bit louder, Anita.
So now we have seen different
No,
types of violence.
it's not very clear. Is your volume maximum on your system?
Yeah, ma'am, it's showing maximum.
Yeah, go ahead.
So now we saw different types of violence and distress signal signs and emergency helpline number.
Ayman, are you there? Is it clear for you there?
No, madam.
Will it be better if you use earphones or something? It's not very clear.
As the earphones only was not clear, ma'am. That's why I'm not using the earphones.
Yeah. అని కొంచెం audibility తక్కువ ఉంది.
ఇప్పుడు మ్యామ్
కూడా అలాగే ఉంది. Say something.
Like you hear me, ma'am?
It is still that disturbance అని కాదు కానీ వాల్యూమ్ కొంచెం తక్కువ ఉంది అనిత గారు. Not very clear. Won't be audible to the students there. Try coming closer to the system or something. కొంచెం వాల్యూమ్ తక్కువ ఉంది.
Now, ma'am, is it same?
Yeah,
or
now it is clear. Now it is clear.
Loud and clear, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So, role of bystanders. Till now, we have seen different types of violence and what are the distress signal. And once again, telling you the emergency helpline number 1091 and 1098. Okay. So, let's see what is the role of bystanders. Okay. Now, okay. So again, we are repeating to you, post-test and feedback is very important. Please do it so that you will get your certificates. Now, bystanders. Who is a bystander? Bystander person is who is not actually involved in the situation or in the act, and he might not be known to the victim also. He might be some unknown person who is just walking on the road, or no, some person who's nearby. Okay. So there are two types of bystanders now, active and passive. Okay, active bystanders are those who take action immediately. They stand up, they speak, and they take action immediately, and they try to stop the act. Now, passive bystanders. Okay, passive bystanders are those people who see and they just walk pass by. Okay, so if you see if any seniors bullying the juniors, or boys bullying the girls, or even the vice versa also, we should not shy away. Okay, we should not think like it's not our business. What will others think if I go interfere now? Is it my work to do it? Or, oh, I'm getting late for tuition or some other class, why should I get involved right now? I might miss the no, you should not have that ideology. We should always be an active bystander and help the people who are really in need. Okay. So while helping the people, we have what are the methods in which you can help the the victim. Okay. So we have divided into 5 Ds. These are called as the weapons of the active bystander. Now, first is to distract. What is distract? Always do it in a safe and a subtle way. Okay, act as if you know the person. If you're walking on the street and you see some boy bullying a girl, you just have to act as if you know the person. You can just go to her and ask her, okay, can you tell me this address? Or you can ask her, I don't have charge in my phone, can you give me a phone to make a call or something? Or you can just tell her, oh, you've been here, I'm waiting for you to go for a movie or something. Say something and distract the harasser from the situation, so that, and pretend you know her. Talk something irrelevant. Okay, this is mainly to distract the harasser. This will help you to delay the situation. Next is the delay. So delay the severity of the situation. Give the victim company for some time. Okay, if now after you interfering, if the harasser just walks up, don't leave the victim there and then move away. Maybe he's just waiting somewhere, he's hiding and looking at you, whether you are actually friends or not. You would never know what is happening. So what you do is you will have to be there with the victim for some time, accompanying the victim, or offer her to take a ride to a safe place or nearby police station, or even to a near and to a parent's house, or make a call to a parent, tell them to come and pick her up. Okay, a helping hand and the courage, that is what she needs the most. Next is to delicate the situation. Okay, ask for help. Okay, it can be anything, as I told you. It can, whether it's in a theater or a bus or a school or a shopping mall, anybody elder to you can ask, or anybody there, you can always ask for help. Don't ever shy to ask for help. Don't think that nobody will come for help. There are many people in our society who are willing to come forward and help the situation, help anybody in such kind of situation. Now, documentation. Before, documentation is recording. Okay, I've told you already. First, assess the situation. Okay, if you think that victim is being harassed by somebody else, okay, so first you think of your own safety, and then you go forward. Only if you're safe, okay, then you go forward and start recording or anything. Okay, don't and if you somebody else is taking care of the situation, somebody else has come forward to give an helping hand to the victim, then you record the situation. Now, recording means it is not like putting in FB live or Insta live, or don't do anything like that. Don't ever share it without the consent of the victim. You're recording it only to have a documentation or a proof in case if we go to complain to the police or to the elders, you need proof. Only for that reason you're recording it in your phone. It's not never without taking the permission of the victim. Never put it on any social media or even share it anywhere. Okay, so never post it online, because you never know what the victim is undergoing. Already, when after being abused, the victim will always be under mental pressure. She will be scared. And if you post it online, then the other people will start giving their opinions, and she might not have the courage to come out next time. And looking at her, many other people might be discouraged and they will not speak out. So never post it online. Okay, direct response. Now if you're very confident of the situation, you can directly confront the harasser about his behavior. But you should always remember, if you're directly confronting them, then you are putting yourself at a big risk of being harassed. Okay, it can even escalate the situation and might cause trouble for you and for the other person. So, in cases of direct confrontation, think about your safety, think about an escape plan, okay, and then you can go directly and confront them, okay. But don't shout and create an havoc. Just be clear and confident in what you say, okay. Only interfere when it is here, when it is safe. If you think it is not safe, then please do call the helpline number 1091. You call and seek for help. Okay, and you should always or 100. The police number is also 100. So you can call and ask for it. So many ways how to get involved in such kind of activities is like, if you always appreciate if you see someone.
It has again become low, Anita.
It's full only, ma'am.
Yeah, now it is clear.
So always appreciate if somebody is acting as an active bystander. If you see somebody helping the victim, you can also go forward and give a helping hand. Many people helping the victim will only scare the harasser, and he will not be very confident to repeat this action in any other situation. You can spread awareness, okay, educate the people around you. In your free time, you can volunteer to help such organizations that is conducting educational activities about violence against women. Okay, always remember, never point mistakes about the abuser. She's already undergone a mental trauma. Okay, she should be given your full support, okay, and your love, and not your criticism or opinions. If we suppress one victim, okay, we are unknowingly suppressing the voice of many other victims. So always remember, try to be an active bystander. You need to lend a support to the victim. If not, it is not only like boys should support or girls should support. No, there is no gender discrimination. Okay, the victim can be anybody, a boy or a girl. Okay, so you should if you see anything happening around you in your society or around you, you have to take the courage, go and be an active bystander. Okay, one change, you be the change. Okay, and the world will look up to you and they will surely follow you. Okay, so again, a reminder for posters and feedback, please do it, only then you will get your certificates. And say no to violence together, Dheera together. Ma'am, your audio is not, you're on mute, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Anita. This time I want one boy to come forward and tell me what are the 5 P's. How does an active bystander help? Doesn't matter even if you don't remember, we'll tell you again. Just come forward and try telling me. I'm also a girl is coming.
Hi, ma'am. This is Devasri.
Yeah, tell me your name.
The 5 days are
1 second. You go to your left, a bit to your left side. I can't see you completely.
The
Yes.
five Ds are distract, delay, delegation, document, and direct.
Wow. What's your name? What's your name? You're not very clear. Come to your left side.
Devisri.
Devisri. You come to your left side. I want to take a picture.
Go a little back. We can't see you properly.
Yeah.
Done.
That's Devisri. I'm taking a picture of Devisri. Anyone else who has courage to come forward? Only 3 girls came forward till now. No boys are coming forward. Next presentation, we are telling you what boys should be actively doing. Listen carefully. This time I am calling forward a boy to tell me what you should do. Dr. Navina, go ahead.
Ma'am, let me share
Try
this.
sharing your screen.
Yeah. Google Drive. Okay. Madam, this is bridging gender divide and new peer pressure, right?
Yes.
Peer pressure. Gender divide is the first one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Ma'am, is it okay?
Sriman, it's not
It's
slideshow,
not full
no?
screen, madam. Yes, ma'am. It's not in slideshow.
You have to make it slideshow, Navina.
Auto, yeah.
Autoplay, your slides will change
Can-
without you completing.
Let me see, ma'am. I have put it for 5 seconds. Oh, it's going off.
No, it's going very fast.
Yeah.
Not like that. Make it slideshow. Sriman, how do you do it in this Google Slides?
Madam, madam is connected, like, using through mobile, madam, or
Yes, yeah. I'm using it in mobile, Dr.
mobile,
Streamer.
mobile screen will not support to the laptop, right, ma'am?
Okay. Shall I share it for you, Navina?
Yeah, ma'am.
You stop
Okay.
sharing, I'll start sharing.
Okay, let me. Yes, ma'am.
1 second. Can you see my screen?
It's like started screen sharing and all. You can, yeah. Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, children. I'm Dr. Navina from Bhargav Kidney Care. ఇప్పటిదాకా విన్నారు కదా, వైలెన్స్ అగైన్స్ ఉమెన్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఏం చేయాలి, మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఎవరైనా వైలెన్స్ కి కానీ అబ్యూస్ కి కానీ గురైతే మీరు ఎలా హెల్ప్ చేయాలి, ఏం చేయాలి అని. ద మెయిన్ మోటివ్ బిహైండ్ దిస్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఈస్ టు మేక్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఏమవుతోంది వైలెన్స్ అగైన్స్ ఉమెన్ లో, మనం ఎలా దాన్ని బ్రేక్ చేయగలము, అండ్ వాట్ వీ క్యాన్ డూ టు చేంజ్ అవర్ సొసైటీ. మీ దగ్గర నుంచి ఎందుకు మొదలెడుతున్నామంటే, మీరు ఇప్పుడు నేర్చుకుంటే రేపు లైఫ్ లో మీరు ఇదే పాటిస్తారు కాబట్టి. ఓకే, గాట్ ఇట్. So I'm going to speak about bridging non-gender thing, and you have already done the pre-test and registration. Just do your post-test after the program. So see, I'm giving you a small name. See, can you see on the screen? It's like Shiva, Harsha, Kashish, Nayan, Nihar, Nirmal, Gunjan. Can you identify these names? Like, do you think by the name it is a female name? Is it a name of a girl or a boy? usually genders are nothing but socially constructed concepts. That is that imbibed in us from generations and generations, people saying or the society saying that these are females, they have to do such a things. These are males, they have to do such a things. So it is all like mentally imbibed. So now we are doing this program to change that concept. Next slide, please, ma'am. So people usually characterize the traits like males have to be like, see the in the slide they have given us 12 traits, characteristic traits, and then if we give you the same like in a paper, then you will be like males should be active and females should be considerative. Many people are like ingrained that many people think that these such a traits are to be only for the males, and some traits should be only for the females, but it is not that. Anyone can be active, anyone can be creative. So the conditioning of, yes ma'am, conditioning of gender stereotyping, it is from old culture. It is so ingrained in our culture that become a habitual thing, habitual response. చాలా మందికి మీ ఇళ్లలో తెలుస్తూ ఉంటుంది, తాతగారులు అమ్మమ్మలు ఉంటే మగవాడివి నువ్వు సైకిల్ తొక్కొచ్చు, అమ్మాయి నువ్వు సైకిల్ తొక్కకూడదు అని ఉండుంటారు. నన్ను కూడా అన్నారు మా తాతగారు, అమ్మాయి నువ్వు వెళ్ళిపోకూడదు బయటకు, అలాగా అబ్బాయిలు వెళ్ళి బయటకు వెళ్ళి పనులు చేయాలి, అమ్మాయిలు ఇంట్లోనే ఉండాలి అని. సో వీ నీడ్ టు బ్రేక్ దట్ నౌ. ఈ మీడియా కూడా కొంతవరకు, మీడియా అండ్ ఫిల్మ్స్ ఆర్ రివార్డింగ్ వైలెంట్ మేల్ బిహేవియర్. లైక్ వైలెంట్ గా ఎవడన్నా హీరోయిక్ గా చేస్తే అది హిట్ చేయడము, ఆ మూవీని ఎక్కువ చూపించడము, దాని వల్ల బిహేవియర్ ఎక్కువ చేంజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. అండ్ మోస్ట్లీ ఇన్ సమ్ హౌసెస్ పేరెంట్స్ ఆర్ లైక్ ఫిజికల్ పనిష్మెంట్స్ ఓన్లీ బాయ్స్ కి ఇవ్వడము, అండ్ వైలెంట్ బిహేవియర్, బాయ్స్ కనుక వైలెంట్ గా బిహేవ్ చేస్తుంటే దట్ ఈస్ గుడ్, ఓకే హీఈస్ అ బాయ్, హీ క్యాన్ బి వైలెంట్ అని సపోర్ట్ చేయడము బాయ్స్ ని. లేదా గర్ల్స్ కనుక కొంచెం అగ్రెసివ్ గా ఇఫ్ దే వాయిస్ అవుట్ దేర్ ఒపీనియన్స్, లీడర్షిప్ గా ఉండడం, అలా చేస్తే గర్ల్స్ ని బాసీగా ఉన్నావు అనడము, ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఆ జెండర్ స్టీరియోటైప్స్ అన్నమాట. We should break this. If you go home, if you are find in your relatives or someone who's like discriminating or differentiating boys and girls, then you tell them this is not good. Start from yourself. Change should be starting from your point of view. Next slide, please, ma'am. So is gender bias a social evil? So in Indian society, women are usually oppressed officially, unofficially. Discrimination usually starts young when girls are expected to do the household chores and behave submissively. It starts from there, and when women are expected to leave work to raise kids. In some families, till date we see women are usually who are doing jobs, they stop doing the job when they become pregnant. It is like that in their families. They say you should not work, you have to raise kids. And male babies are more preferred over female babies, and workplace discrimination is still there. It like at some workplaces pregnant women are fired, or like they say that you are pregnant so you cannot work. And a massive wage gap is there till now between men and women, and no woman is safe from sexual harassment such as eve teasing and catcalling. Women are called goddesses, but even the tiniest of mistakes on their behalf makes them unworthy of being respected. పురాణాల్లో అంతా ఆడవాళ్ళు దేవతలు, ఎక్కడ స్త్రీలు పూజించబడతారో అక్కడ దేవుళ్ళు ఉంటారు, అది ఇది అని చెప్తారు. కానీ చిన్న మిస్టేక్ ఏదైనా చేశారంటే ఓకే ఇది తప్పు, ఇది అమ్మాయి కాబట్టి అలా చేసింది, వాళ్ళైతేనే చేయగలరు అని డిస్రెస్పెక్ట్ఫుల్ గా మాట్లాడతారు. సో అది ఎక్కడ చూసినా మీరు సపోర్ట్ చేయకండి. డోంట్ సపోర్ట్ దాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ బిహేవియర్. అండ్ ఈవెన్ ఇన్ స్కూల్ ఆల్సో, ఇఫ్ గర్ల్ వాంట్స్ టు ప్లే క్రికెట్, how many of you boys will allow your girls, your class girls or classmates to play cricket? Do you allow them, or do you say that cricket is not for girls? So it is not a level playing field. So some countries still don't give women voting rights, and women still don't have equal access to education. Child marriages and dowries are prevalent. You can see if you go through Hindu paper daily, children, you can see these sections where in some still remote parts of India, child marriages are still being performed, and women are not giving opportunities at work. If one man's voice is worth more than that of many women, usually this saying goes on. They say that only one, see, man's voice is stronger than woman's, and whatever he says is worth it than what woman says and all. And women have very less access to financial resources, and there is not enough representation for women in many fields, including politics, leadership, everywhere woman has a very less level playing field. So what are we going to do regarding that? All the genders have to work together as allies. We have to create a gender neutral, gender responsive, and equal society to eliminate gender inequality and gender bias. Support your girls, support your classmates. Gender based prejudices, should you don't follow those prejudices. Teach them. If the girl want to learn something, teach them. Don't say her that you are a girl, you can't do this. Teach her how to do it. Respect her. Boys, it's not enough to commit violence. It's not that oh, this topic is not for me, I'm not committing any violence. It is for all of you. You must be willing to take active steps to ensure that no other man, no other boy, or no other men you know should commit such violence. Then the change comes. Truly, the change comes. Next. So, share the care. What can we do to that? Women take 3 times more unpaid care and domestic work than men, and women spend energy, emotional labor at home with family instead of advancing career and looking after themselves. Appreciate those who help you unconditionally. What can you do? Just say thank you to your mom if she iron your clothes, or help her in ironing your clothes. Don't tell that thing, that chore to be done by only your mother or your sister. Respect the sacrifices being made for you. Respect your mother, respect your elder sisters, or someone, anyone, woman in your family. Offer to help whenever you can. How many of you boys help your mothers? Raise your hand. Not girls. I'm not asking about girls. Boys, I want boys who are still helping your mothers at home, or just giving your shoes to your mother and asking her to polish your shoes, not doing yourself that thing. So change that kind of behavior from today itself, and encourage women to take up their own interests. Encourage your mother if she has any hobby, if she wants to learn music, give her time to learn it. Next, please. Hold yourself accountable. Boys will be held accountable. Respect men and women equally. Be aware of your own behavior. Make sure you are open to criticism. Change yourself when you see toxicity. If you're seeing any toxic behavior in your colleagues, or your classmates, or friends, or outside, change. You should not follow them. Change that opinion. Start breaking the gender inequality right now. Next. Change notions of traditional masculinity. Like, see, examples like some people will say, don't cry, men should not cry, man up, be strong. These notions are like imbibed in us. Change them. Treat everyone the same way, regardless of gender. Allow yourself the freedom to break norms and challenge stereotypes, not only in your house. If you see someone in your neighborhood doing that, break them, let them understand, tell them that this is not the way we are going to live further. We have to have a very gender equal society from now onwards. And change will not come with single thing, with the single, like you just tell them and do that. It will come slowly. So we have to try. We are trying on our part. Our president of Foxy is trying, and we gynecologists are trying our part. And now you students should try. Question those that do not allow you to challenge stereotypes. Question them why girls should not work, why girls should not go and play outside, why girl cannot voice her opinions. Just question them. Do not excuse men just because they are men. Make sensitive male fashionable, not the alpha male. So sensitive men can change the next generation. Men can cry, they can break down, they can get anxiety, they have emotions, they can feel insecure, they can get, even men can get abused, boys can get abused, they can have mental illnesses, and it is not unmanly to struggle. If anyone, even a girl or a boy, if they're struggling, if the boy is struggling, it is not unmanly. It's his thing to struggle. Help him to get out of that struggle. Support the men, encourage the men, and don't belittle or silence the men. Men, they struggle too. They help in building the society. Respect others' choices. Like when someone makes you uncomfortable, ask yourself why you're feeling uncomfortable. Examine what is happening to you, sir. What is happening to you? Consider the circumstances and make your life different from yours. And do not judge or shame them for their choices. Anyone, don't judge or shame them for what they are doing. Next slide, please, ma'am. So understand consent. What is consent? It is freely given, it is reversible, and it is informed, enthusiastic, and specific. See, like whatever you say, like if someone you like some curry, and if someone is forcing you to eat which you don't like, or making you do things which you don't like, then no means no. It's always a no. It's not couldn't be or could be or anything else. Understand that no means no, and call out sexism and harassment. See, sexism, wherever you feel that a woman is harassed or a girl is harassed, or she's the judgments are made depending upon the gender, then just address the issue. All women experience sexual harassment at least once in their lifetime. All women experience sexism once a week. Call out such behavior in a safe and respectful manner. Be an active bystander. As Anita ma'am spoke to you about what a bystander can do, be an active bystander. Do not excuse your friends or relatives or co-workers who is like practicing sexism or who is making gender-based judgments and all. Support the women in their journey. Challenge the gender stereotyping. Question your own stereotyping and prejudices. What you think about gender stereotyping? Question yourself. Challenge any stereotypical notions of gender, like women are not good at driving. Many women are good at driving. Counter the argument with facts. Show them the facts that women can do anything if they put their mind into. So challenge the gender stereotyping. Believe the survivors. Every time if a woman speaks up about her experiences, and if she is not believed, when she's not believed, a toxic culture flourishes. When you hear a survivor story, listen to her, believe her, support her, be an ally, and offer unconditional support. Don't judge her. Don't say that she should not go out at this time of the day. She should not do that. She might have not done that. See, change the dialogue. Top Google searches, if you show, how can you change the narrative? It should be gender neutral. Women should stay. If you just type women should, it shows us like stay at home, not work, be seen and not heard. We have to change that thing. Women can go out, can do anything. We can do anything and be anything. Boys and girls, please listen. Once again, the reminder for the post test and feedback. So it's a mission of ours. If you have Twitter accounts, please tweet hashtag Dheera together and join your voice. Add your courageous voice to our voices. Ma'am, you have to unmute, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Navina. You got through to the students very well. Boys, I hope you have understood what you should be doing, what you should not be doing. You should bring about this change in our society so that we have a gender neutral society where decisions are not taken based on gender. Madam next will be telling you, both boys and girls, what exactly is peer pressure and how we have to face that peer pressure and fight against it. Freeman, can you please share this PPT for me?
Yes, ma'am.
So now we are going to talk about decoding peer pressure. What is peer pressure? What is it? How will help you go through it? See, next slide, please, Sriman. So our main highlights of this talk is identifying a toxic environment, what is good versus bad touch, and the concept of consent and the power of no. So first coming to identifying the toxic environment, before that, I'm reminding you to do the post test and feedback again so that you can get a certificate from UNICEF. So, right, coming to the peer pressure. What is peer pressure? It can be any influence that peers have on each other to conform to the behaviors and personal habits of a group. Most of the time, peer pressure is too subtle to identify but has enormous effects. Can anyone, do you know children about peer pressure? Can anyone say about the peer pressure? No? Shall I continue? Okay, next slide, please. So the peer pressures are types like spoken, unspoken, direct, indirect, negative, and positive. Peer pressure is like you're making someone from your group to do what you want to do. Right? If some group of boys they're smoking and making the other one who is not smoking, making him to smoke, that is the pressure they create on that person. That is called peer pressure. Spoken is when one peer openly persuades other. Like, see, అరే నేను సిగరెట్ కాలుస్తున్నా నువ్వు కూడా కాలవరా, ఏమవుతుంది, ఏమి అవదు దానివల్ల అనడం. Unspoken is when one peer is persuaded by the exposure to behavior. Like నేను చెప్పకుండా ఇంట్లో నుంచి వచ్చేస్తున్నాను, నీ బిహేవియర్ చూస్తాడు నీ ఫ్రెండ్, నువ్వేం చెప్పవసరం లేదు, బట్ హీల్ బి మోర్ లైక్ affected by that behavior. That is unspoken peer pressure. The direct peer pressure is when one peer has to make an on the spot decision, handing over a cigarette or a beer can, anything, asking them to do that thing even if they don't want to do, pressurizing the other person. And indirect is when a peer overhears another gossiping and changes the behavior due to indirect pressure. సో గాసిప్ విని అరే వాడు సరిగ్గా చెయ్యట్లేదు, లేకపోతే ఒప్పుకోవటం విని ఇండైరెక్ట్ గా నేను ఇలా చేస్తేనే నన్ను యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తారు అని వాళ్ళ బిహేవియర్ ని మార్చుకోవడం, అది ఇండైరెక్ట్ పీర్ ప్రెషర్. నెగటివ్ ఇస్ అగెయిన్స్ట్ ద మోరల్ కోడ్. నువ్వు ఆ మోరల్ కోడ్ కి అగెయిన్స్ట్ గా, అంటే యూజింగ్ ఫోన్స్ అని కానీ, లేకపోతే డూయింగ్ సంథింగ్ విచ్ ఇస్ నాట్ గుడ్, అన్లాఫుల్ గా ఏదో ఒకటి రికార్డ్ చేయడం, గర్ల్స్ ని ఏడిపించడము, టిల్ సమ్ ఎక్స్టెంట్ ఇది బానే ఉంటుంది. అమ్మాయిలు ఏడిపించుకోవడం, అమ్మాయిలు బానే ఉంటుంది. when that hurts the other person, when when the girl is facing a lot of pressure, అప్పుడు అది that behavior is not good. Moral code కి against గా వెళ్ళటం నెగటివ్ peer pressure. Positive is when a peer is influenced by behavior that is healthy and responsible. సో ఇప్పుడు మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఉన్నారు, ఎవరైనా మీకు అలా ఏడ్పించినట్టు అలా అనిపిస్తోంది, మీరు ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్ చేయండి, ఈ బిహేవియర్ గుడ్ కాదు, మనం హెల్దీగా ఉండాలి, రెస్పాన్సిబుల్ గా ఉండాలి, ఇంతమంది వచ్చి మనకి ఇన్ని చెప్తున్నారు, మనం చేంజ్ అవుదాము. దట్ ఈస్ ద పాజిటివ్ peer pressure that brings a healthy individual, responsible individual into the society. The next slide, please. So toxic environment signs ఏంటి? When your friends makes you feel bad about yourself, that is a toxic environment. Your friendship is on their terms. నీ ఇద్దరు టర్మ్స్ మీద కాదు, వాళ్ళ టర్మ్స్ మీద నడుస్తుంది ఫ్రెండ్షిప్. అండ్ యు ఆర్ నెవర్ షూర్ వేర్ యూ స్టాండ్. యూ డోంట్ నో వాట్ యు ఆర్ ఇన్ దట్ ఫ్రెండ్షిప్. అండ్ గాసిప్ ఈస్ కాన్స్టెంట్ అబౌట్ ఫ్రెండ్స్. ఆ ఫ్రెండ్షిప్ లో మీరు గాసిప్ చేస్తున్నారు వేరే వాళ్ళ గురించి, ఎఫర్ట్ ఈస్ వన్ సైడెడ్ ఇన్ దట్ ఫ్రెండ్షిప్, దెన్ దట్ ఈస్ అ టాక్సిక్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్. If they don't respect, if your friends doesn't respect your boundaries, and if you feel pressure to do things you don't want to do, then that is a toxic environment. Akkade you understand that that is a toxic environment, avoid it or try to change that type of environment. There is a competition to be popular. Like group unnaru, okkade popular avvali, migita andaru idi cheyakoodu, ilantivanni toxic environments. So you are terrified one mistake could make them leave. అమ్మో వీడితో ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏదైనా చేస్తే ఈ గ్రూప్ నుంచి నన్ను ఎలిమినేట్ చేస్తారు అంటే, then that is wrong. That what that group is doing is wrong. You should come out of that or let them make them change their ideologies. And when they're encourage your worst traits, then you should see that those are the signs of toxic environment where you should change your friends or come out of it and then address the issue. Next slide, please. How to avoid uncomfortable situations. Em cheyali? Avoid going out with strangers. Make sure your parents or siblings are aware where you are going. Take a phone with you and respect other people's boundaries and draw boundaries for yourself. If you have to say that by 9 o'clock you have to reach your home, tell them that by 9 o'clock I have to go home by hook or crook. That is the rule or policy you're making for yourself. To you're constructing నీకు నువ్వు ఒక డిసిప్లినేరియన్ గా నీకు నువ్వు ఒక బౌండరీని ఏర్పరచుకుంటున్నావు టు మోడిఫై యువర్ బిహేవియర్. రెస్పెక్ట్ దట్, డ్రా బౌండరీస్ అండ్ బీ కాన్ఫిడెంట్ టు సే no to anything you're not comfortable with, even if it is going out or even if it is doing a small task that which you're not comfortable, say no. And make sure you should know about 100 number whenever you feel any sense of danger. There is no wrong in calling up the police or child helpline number 1098. Next slide, please. So learning to differentiate toxic people is the first step to cleansing the toxicity. First, what you should learn to do. Boys have to avoid boys who are against feminism. ఆడవాళ్ళంతా ఈక్వల్ కాదు, ఆడవాళ్ళు మగవాళ్ళు ఈక్వల్ కాదు అనే బాయ్స్ నుంచి దూరంగా ఉండండి. బాయ్స్ who are rude to their mothers. ఏ బాయ్స్ అయితే వాళ్ళ మదర్స్ ని డిస్రెస్పెక్ట్ఫుల్ గా మాట్లాడుతున్నారో, వాళ్ళ మదర్స్ తో రూడ్ గా ఉంటున్నారో వాళ్ళని అవాయిడ్ చేయండి. ఎవరైతే ఫిజికల్ బౌండరీస్ ని రెస్పెక్ట్ చేయరో వాళ్ళని అవాయిడ్ చేయండి. బాయ్స్ హూ ప్రెషర్ యూ టు సెండ్ న్యూడ్ పిక్చర్స్, లైక్ గర్ల్స్ ని న్యూడ్ పిక్చర్స్ సెండ్ చేయి అనే వాళ్ళని అవాయిడ్ చేయండి. బాయ్స్ హూ స్టార్ట్ ఫైట్స్, బాయ్స్ హూ యూజువల్లీ like use words like whore or something like that, sluts and all, you don't tolerate that behavior. A bad words used chese boys ni avoid cheyandi. Boys who comment on a girl's appearance without asking her for an opinion. ఈ అమ్మాయి ఇలా ఉందిరా, లేకపోతే ఈ అమ్మాయి ఇలా చేస్తుంది, నీ ఒపీనియన్ ని తీసుకోకుండా నిన్ను కామెంట్ చేసే అబ్బాయిల్ని అవాయిడ్ చేయండి. బాయ్స్ హూ మేక్ జోక్స్ అబౌట్ రేప్, అవాయిడ్ దెమ్. అండ్ గర్ల్స్ హూ థింక్ ఇట్స్ అన్మాన్లీ టు క్రై. అబ్బాయి ఎందుకు ఏడుస్తున్నాడు అని ఎవరైనా అమ్మాయి అందనుకోండి, మగవాళ్ళు ఏడవరు, మగవాడు కాదు వీడు, అలా అలా మాట్లాడే అమ్మాయిల్ని అవాయిడ్ చేయండి. గర్ల్స్ హూ హిట్ ఆర్ స్లాప్ దేర్ బాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, ఎవరైతే ఫిజికల్ గా అబ్బాయిల్ని కొడుతున్నారో అబ్యూస్ చేస్తున్నారో వాళ్ళని అవాయిడ్ చేయండి. గర్ల్స్ ఆర్ హూ టోటల్లీ మెటీరియలిస్టిక్, ఓన్లీ మెటీరియలిస్టిక్ థింగ్స్ కి ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇచ్చే గర్ల్స్ ని అవాయిడ్ చేయండి. గర్ల్స్ హూ కాల్ అదర్ గర్ల్స్ లైక్ ఈ అమ్మాయిలు ఇంకొక అమ్మాయిల్ని దే ఆర్ బిచెస్ ఆర్ సమ్ అదర్ థింగ్స్, ఇంకా బ్యాడ్ వర్డ్స్ యూజ్ చేయడము, అన్పార్లమెంటరీ లాంగ్వేజ్ ఎవరైతే యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారో అలాంటి గర్ల్స్ ని అవాయిడ్ చేయండి. గర్ల్స్ హూ డోంట్ రెస్పెక్ట్ యువర్ ఫిజికల్ బౌండరీస్ అండ్ గర్ల్స్ హూ కాల్ యూ గర్ల్ థింకింగ్ ఇట్స్ అన్ ఇన్సల్ట్. ఎవరైనా అమ్మాయి వాళ్ళ బాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్ ని కానీ ఫ్రెండ్ ని కానీ నువ్వు ఆడవాళ్ళలాగా బిహేవ్ చేస్తున్నావు, ఇది కాదు అనే అమ్మాయి థింకింగ్ ఏ డిఫరెంట్, సో అవాయిడ్ హర్. గర్ల్ హూ డోంట్ థింక్ మెన్ క్యాన్ బి విక్టిమ్స్ ఆఫ్ అబ్యూస్ అండ్ రేప్. ఈవెన్ బాయ్స్ ఆర్ అబ్యూస్డ్, నాట్ ఓన్లీ గర్ల్స్. బాయ్స్ ఆర్ మోస్ట్లీ అబ్యూస్డ్, కాకపోతే వాళ్ళు వాయిస్ అవుట్ చేయట్లేదు ఇంకా. సో who think that they are not abused, అట్లాంటి బిహేవియర్, అట్లాంటి థింకింగ్ ఉన్న గర్ల్స్ ని అవాయిడ్ చేయండి. నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్ ప్లీజ్. సో పుట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ ఫస్ట్. మీ దగ్గర నుంచే చేంజ్ స్టార్ట్ అవ్వాలి. మీ బౌండరీస్ వేర్ ఎవర్ యు ఆర్ కంఫర్టబుల్, మీకు మీరు ఒక బౌండరీస్ ని సెట్ చేసుకోండి. Boundaries should be how they should sound like I will end this phone call if you do continue to shout at me. I can stay for half an hour more, not more than that. Thank you for your offer, but unfortunately I can't make it. I'm not comfortable discussing that. Please do not discuss it with me. If someone is gossiping about some other girl or boy doing something, just if you're not comfortable, straight away, straightforward, tell them that you're not comfortable discussing it and I need time to think about it, I'll come back to you, as a dialogue. Like if someone asks you to do something and you're not comfortable with it and you don't want to hurt the other person, you tell that you need time to think about it and then you will come back to them. And I don't respond to work emails at the weekend. Make sure that work is work and home is home. And I'm not comfortable with that. If you do it again, I'll have to leave. If some boy or girl is saying that sit together or do something which is not in your boundaries, which is not above your limits, then tell them that not to repeat that kind of behavior. If that person, opposite person, repeats that behavior, tell them that you will leave irrespective of how important they are, and tell them that I respect your opinion, but this is my life and my decision. It's all your life, your decision, how you want to be. You want to be a responsible citizen, then learn to put yourself first. Set your boundaries, which you are comfortable at. Next slide, please. And see this slide, children. The only the areas in a human body which are shaded as green are good touches. Wherever there is red or light green color mark, then that is a bad touch, or they're not comfortable with it. They may not like if you're touching the person, opposite person, on that especially body part. Learn to learn which is a bad touch and what is a good touch, and then explain to your siblings, explain to your cousins about these good touches and bad touches. So peer pressure can make it feel like all touches are acceptable, which is not true. And speak out whenever you are uncomfortable. Teach your peers about bad touch and good touch. Next, please. The concept of consent. Consent is permission for doing anything. Always ask for a consent. Do not assume the consent and respect the consent. Always ask a girl or a boy whether they want to go out with you, whether they want to sit with you and talk, anything. Just ask the consent and don't never coerce the consent. Never force them. If they say no, that is no. It's no means no. Stop means stop. It's not like turning away from you means no. I don't want to. If they say I don't want to, it's a no. Showing you away. Like if they pushes you away, that means no. If they say leave me alone, that means no. If they passed out, if they don't want to discuss about that, that means no. If they say that I'm not ready, that means no. Pushing you away means no. I don't feel like it means no. Drunk or drugged means no. Get away from me means no. Screaming means no. Don't means no. Crying means no. Yes means only one thing. Freely given consent where both person needs and wants and desires are an integral part of the interaction. So learn, if someone says, I don't want to do this, then that is a no. Don't make them force them to do that thing. Don't take advantages of people who are drunk. Next slide, ma'am. So stand up against the peer pressure. Just say no, no as such, or nah. Leave the scene and say see you later. If someone is forcing you to do something, leave the scene. Make up an excuse. Like, see, I got remembered something. నేను వేరే పని మీద బయటికి వెళ్ళాలి. ఓ మా మమ్మీ ఈ టైంకి వచ్చేసేమంది, నేను వెళ్ళిపోవాలి. వాళ్ళని హర్ట్ చేయకుండా మీరు వెళ్ళిపోవడం. మేకప్ సమ్ ఎక్స్క్యూజెస్. యూజ్ హ్యూమర్ లైక్ అమ్మో మా మమ్మీ నన్ను కనుక ఇప్పుడు చూసింది అనుకో, ఇంకా నా రూమ్ లో నెక్స్ట్ 20 years దాకా నన్ను బయటకు రానియదు, ఆర్ నన్ను ఫోర్స్ చేస్తుంది నాకు ఇష్టం లేనివన్నీ తినడానికి. సో ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు డూ దిస్. అండ్ చేంజ్ ద సబ్జెక్ట్. Like నేను ఆల్మోస్ట్ I forgot about to tell you something, and suggest a better idea like let's go check out, let's go do something. Remember to always listen to your gut instinct. If you feel that if you are in a situation and if you feel that you are not safe, then make sure you listen to your gut instinct, because your mind, your heart knows what is happening in that situation, and make a call that you have to leave that surroundings or leave that friend who is forcing you or anything else. Listen to your gut. Next, please. So we are all dreaming of a better future for our future generations. Please join your voices, bring some change, teach your co-friends or cousins, tell them about what you have learned today, make them know this, stop the gender bias thing, build a gender equal society along with us, because you are our future generations. మీరు ఏది పాటిస్తేనే ఇప్పుడు నెక్స్ట్ జనరేషన్స్ కూడా అంత సేఫ్ గా సెక్యూర్ గా ఉంటారు. యు ఆర్ ద పర్సన్స్. అందుకే మేము మా ప్రోగ్రామ్ మీ దగ్గర నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేసాము. యు ఆర్ ద పర్సన్, యు ఆర్ ద పీపుల్ హు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బ్రింగ్ చేంజ్ ఇన్ అవర్ ఫ్యూచర్.
Next slide, Sriman.
Next slide, please. See, this is I think all of you heard about Malala. I think she has written some books also. There are lots of discussions on her. This is her saying, I want every girl to know that her voice can change the world. She is the one who fought against all these gender bias, gender stereotyping, and made herself useful. This is a girl who lives in Afghanistan, and you can just search up in Google and see what all things she had faced to bring a change.
Next slide.
Next slide, please. So registration pre-test you have already done. Post-test and feedback is most important, children. Please do that.
Next slide. A big thank you to all those who helped us collaborate on this project and prepared these slides, and the artists who prepared these slides. It took a lot of work and a lot of their precious time to prepare these slides, which we are so easily sitting here and bringing to you. And thank you to all the students who have been patiently listening to us. Can a teacher please come forward and tell us what they feel about this program? Please unmute yourself. Madam, unmute yourself. Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Very good afternoon.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for educating our student on the topic, various topics like stereotyping, gender bias, and peer pressure, and how to lead a gender equal society and all. Thank you so much for each and every one. Sailaja ma'am, Navina
madam.
Ma'am, and Anita ma'am.
Neha madam.
Neha ma'am. Thank you each and everyone, ma'am. We will make sure that our student attempt post-test also.
Yeah, we'll be sending you the PPT, madam. You can run it any number of times again for the next coming batch of students also. And we'll be sending the certificate to your school. After you get the post-test and feedback done, the students will get the certificate through mail. If they've used a dummy mail, they will be coming to the school mail ID, madam. You'll have to issue to the students. I'll send the post-test link, post-test and feedback link to Dr. Anita. She'll forward it to you. You, just as you did registration and pre-test through a link, through this link, you do the post-test and feedback.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you. Your good name, madam?
Sriram.
Your good name, madam?
My name is Gayatri, ma'am.
Thank you, Gayatri, madam. And thank you to your principal, to Dr. Anita, who did the groundwork for this school. And a big thank you to your students who are patiently hearing to us till now. Anita, you want to say something? Unmute yourself, Anita.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I have to thank the principal also. And I had help. Mr. Karim was also there. He was doing he went yesterday along with my teacher. He was doing the groundwork there. So thank you everyone for putting this effort to educate the students.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us and educating.
Thank you very much. Okay, ma'am. Riman, we can end the session now.
Yes, ma'am.